Okay, y'all, greetings and good day. Today we're going to talk about a topic that I keep getting people inboxing me, messaging me, asking me about the Bible. The Bible, the Bible, the Bible. So what I'm going to do today, I'm going to go over a few things in the Bible. Or matter of fact, go over a few things that's not in the Bible, people think are in the Bible. Things that are told to you, things that are said by those who supposedly know the book, but don't teach from the book, just teach from their own opinions. Before I get into that, I want to say this. Something that I want to bring to your attention and show you how people are easily manipulated. Okay, when I say that, I mean this. Going back a couple of years when the COVID virus came into play, in the beginning, the early parts, people didn't want to really take the vaccine. They were against taking the shot. They did not want to get the shot. So a plan had to be devised to get people to take the shot. What did they do? They looked at you as if you were children. Okay, you're acting like children. Why? Because you're not doing what mama or daddy says. So when you don't do what mama or daddy says, what do they do? Mama and daddy takes away your things. For instance, they started to take away your entertainment, meaning that you couldn't go out to the club anymore. They took away your thing for sports. You couldn't go to any sporting events anymore. You couldn't go to the movies anymore. You couldn't go out eating anymore. You couldn't gather in large groups anymore. All these things were being taken away from you for a period of time until you complied. Meaning that when you started to say, okay, we'll take the shot, now you can have your things back. Now we can give you back your toys. Now we can give you back the things that you like, the things that you want to do. Now you can go to football games, basketball games, soccer games. You can go eat at restaurants and go to the movies. All these things that were derived, or now you go back to work, even some of you. These things were taken away from you because of the fact that you weren't complying. But as soon as you started to comply, these things are now given back to you. Now, think about this. It's going to happen again. It's going to, I promise you, it's going to happen again, and it's going to be far more extensive than what you are just experiencing. Trust me on that. I promise you, it's going to happen again, and there are going to be those of you who are going to fall right in line and say, give me the shot, and I'll be fine. Everything's going to be fine. And those of us who haven't taken the shot, those are the ones that they want to go after next because you are not complying. When you see those videos of these certain people who are leaders or authority figures and they put the arms out and they're giving them a shot, you don't know what the fuck they're giving them. If it's the same thing that you're getting or it's not, you don't know. But you trust that it is and you go along with it. So be prepared. I'm telling you, it's going to happen again, but it's going to be far more extensive. They're going to start taking away your shit and they're not going to give it back. Next time around, they're not going to give it back. I also told you all about the weather conditions. It's getting serious. I told you about the tornadoes, that there's going to be plenty more of them coming. Get prepared for that shit. The thing that you have to pay attention to next is another storm. I told you this last week, but there's another big storm coming to come through in the next couple of days. It's going to affect a lot of people, a lot of things that's going to be happening. Pay attention, okay? Because this is not a joke. They're getting serious, more serious. Keep your eyes. I told you a year or two ago. I told you keep your eye on Ukraine and Russia and you see what happened. Now I'm telling you, keep your eye on China, Korea, Japan, Taiwan, NATO, and the United States. Keep your eyes on those places and see what's going to happen next. Don't be surprised when the shit hits the fan and you're going to say, oh, they didn't tell me. Another thing, too, I want to say this. How can this country, the so-called greatest country in the world, one of the richest countries in the world, give away billions upon billions of dollars to another country? Now, I'm not against helping people out, not me, to aid them in situations when there are people here who need it equally as much, if not more so. but yet you ignore them. You see them living on the streets. You see them begging for money, for food, and you don't pay a fucking bit of attention to them because you don't care. You pretend that you do, but you don't. But that's going to come to reckoning too pretty soon. But in any case, what I want to do is go over a few things that people have asked me about the Bible. And I want to say this too. Those of you who haven't contributed or haven't donated or sent your love gifts or show your appreciation, I'm asking that you do. Please do. I'm asking for a lot, a little bit here and there. Every little bit helps, said the old lady when she pissed in the sea, as my mother used to say. But what I want to get into is this. When you talk about your Bible, you know nothing about it. When I mean nothing, I mean you don't know the facts. And I'm going to tell you this. Number one, there is no original manuscript writings of any of those things that you see in your Bible. No originals. Everything that you see there is copies of copies of copies. Okay? There's no original manuscripts anywhere that they can find about those books. When you go to your so-called New Testament, it was written from the Byzantine text, the Masoretic text, the Alexandrian text, which they threw out, and another one called the Textus Receptus. These were all the different writings that they got together and compiled all these things. Okay? They compiled all these things again and put them together for you. There are things where it says, you'll see it on so-called crosses across the country. You'll see where it says, Jesus saves. Nowhere is that found anywhere in the Bible. Those two words together are found nowhere in your Bible. Spare the rod and spoil the child. It's nowhere in the Bible it says that. Money is the root of all evil. Nowhere in the Bible does it say that. No places do they say those things. Where it says it is more, Jesus said it's more blessed to give than to receive. Nowhere in the Bible does it say where Jesus even said anything like that. It's in there, but not by words of the man you call Jesus. Go back 1,000 years in time, what will you find? Well, you won't find this. You won't find the word God. You won't find the word Jesus. You won't find the word John. You won't find the word Bible. You won't find the word angels. You won't find the word any letter that begins with a J. Another thing too, with angels, there's nowhere in the Bible where it says angels have wings. Nowhere. The only beings that are mentioned in the Bible that have wings are your seraph and your cherub, or your seraphim and your cherubim. And the difference with them is that the cherubim have 4 wings and the seraphim have 6 wings. Look it up, it'll tell you that. Nowhere does it say that any angels, as you want to call them, want to believe, have 2 wings. Nowhere is it written, but it's made up. What I'm pointing out to you is that all this is shit is made up. If what you believe that someone says is not found in the Bible, then it's made up by a man or a woman or somebody else outside the Bible. When you have to go outside of your Bible to prove things, to find things, to get facts and stuff, then it's not coming from the book and something's wrong with your book. Remember this, the language of the Bible is Old English when you read the King James Version. You have newer versions, now you have the NIV, the NASB, the NKJV, you have the New World Translation. You have many different translations or variations of the book today that read different. Now, the one thing difference from all those new variations from the King James is that the King James has in it certain grammatical structure to it. You have parentheses, you have brackets, you have italics. All those things when you see in the King James, of the parentheses, the italics, the brackets, those things, that means those parts in those quotation marks were added. Those are not part of the original text. The original text is something totally different, and it does not read the way that you think it reads. You follow this? Now, let me see where I'm at here. Okay. Right church or wrong pew. Okay. Another thing too that you won't find in your Bible is where there's a description of a place called heaven. Nowhere does it describe heaven. Now you might say, well, there's pearly gates and there's streets of paved with gold. That's not heaven. If you read it closely, that's the new Jerusalem that's coming down out of heaven, not heaven. Nowhere is it described in the Bible what the devil or Satan or Beelzebub or Lucifer looks like. Nowhere in it. It says he can be as an angel of light or as a roaring lion. Nowhere does it give a complete description of the pictures that you are shown about this particular thing. In other words, is that a lot of the things that you are taught to believe is just based on belief. But when you go back in time and research it, you will find that all these writings that you see in the Bible are from different time periods, different people, and there are some places in your Bible where the word God is never even mentioned. In the book of Ruth and the Songs of Solomon, you will never find the word God in there. So why would it be in your Bible? You follow? There are things that you have to start to ask questions about what you are taught and what you believe. And there are many people out there who are giving you their opinions, their views, no facts on what is really going on in the book. As a matter of fact, in the book, when you see the word Christian, ask a Christian, how many times, my sunblockers, my blueberry blockers, ask a Christian, how many times does the word Christian appear in the Bible? They can't tell you because they don't know. Okay? Ask them how many times does the word Antichrist appear in the Bible? They don't know because they don't read the book to find out. They tell you, oh, the Antichrist is coming, and the Antichrist has been here before, thousands of years ago. They're talking about Antichrist. Antichrist is not coming. Antichrist has always been here. You follow? So what I'm asking you and what I'm telling you is that next time I come on, I'm going to give you detailed information, facts that cannot be disputed. And everything I said today, I challenge anybody out there to prove me wrong, to say what I said isn't true. They can't because it is. That's how you know how strong their faith or belief is or isn't. Okay, so next time I come on, I'm going to give you a list of things you can go look, research. Like I said, go back 1,000 years and you won't find the word God. It never existed. You won't find the word Jesus. You won't find the word Bible. You won't find none of the things that they teach you or they want you to think about or to believe because they didn't exist until so-called the writings of the English versions of the book. Okay? So until the next time, again, those of you who haven't donated, who haven't contributed, who haven't shown your love or your appreciation, I ask you, please do. It would be greatly appreciated. And you have my address, my PayPal, my Cash App. It's there. Look it up and donate. $ jaes124, Cash App, jaes123 at Yahoo. Thank you.